Hey, what's going on, everybody? Demetrius Dugard here, part of SEIU 6 and the Unions for All Network, and I'm here because I had a rally that's going on at Starbucks, because Starbucks works on strike for the day and throughout the weekend because of what Starbucks actions are right now. And I got one of them people right here. And can you introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Liz. I'm a worker organizer here at the Starbucks Reserve Roastery on Capitol Hill.
Okay, yeah. So how long have you worked at Starbucks?
About a year and a half at this location.
Okay, so what's been going on? So why are we out here right now?
Yeah, so we're on a weekend-long strike. It started with a walkout on Thursday evening. The catalyst for this action is the way that Starbucks has been targeting queer and trans workers across the country. That's a company that really prides itself on its image and its support of the LGBT community. But we're finding across the country they're taking down pride flags. They're not letting people wear pins, things like that. At a time when there's already a lot of harm happening to these communities, it's something that's really difficult for us to be proud to work at a company that says they hold up these ideals, but then don't actually put their money where their mouth is. And this is just, cumulative on top of all the other frustrations we're dealing with. The time to strike was now middle of Pride weekend here in Seattle, headquarters of the company. It's the right time to make a statement about, we will stand up together, as our whole union, protecting one another. Because, when we fight for those around the country, they also fight for us. And that's how we get closer to that contract.
Oh, no question about it. That's why I'm out here, even though I'm a security officer. I mean, hey, but I support Unions for All.
From one union to another, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the thing that kills me is that Starbucks always prided itself on being the most progressive company when it comes to issues like this. But now we're starting to see that it's backtracking. And what you saying that and what I'm seeing online, the company said that they weren't doing any of that stuff. And so what you're telling me that stuff is disappearing in here. Is there been any disciplinary actions or anything like that? Like people told, hey, take that off or anything like that?
Nothing we've dealt with here in Seattle. I think that what makes it a really strong solidarity action from us. But I've heard from my colleagues in other parts of the country that, they're told they're not allowed to put up pride flags. They're not allowed to put up decorations, things like that, things they've done for years now that they have a history of doing. The company saying, well, that's no longer policy, or we're not allowed anymore. It's not safe to do it anymore. Things like that. And you'd think this would be the time where they'd want to be more forward with, the progressive message in the face of adversity from, politicians attacking certain vulnerable communities. And instead, Starbucks is caving to this pressure and not standing up and protecting these workers like they should.
Oh, no, I definitely hear you guys. I think the first company that felt the heat was Target, but now it looks like Starbucks is trying to do the same taxes that they were doing.
They're trying to look away, and so they don't get the same backlash. But it's like, you can't do that when you pride yourself as a company that is a progressive company.
Yeah, so I got a question for you. So what made you want to become a leader in this movement and stuff like that? What made you want to step up and do this? Because, they paint a target on your back in some cases and stuff like that. I mean, knowing being an organizer and seeing organizers work, it's tough work.
It absolutely is. And, we try really hard out here to embody, many hands makes light work. I'm one of multiple organizing members here at the shop. It's a big shop, 160 workers.
What?
So yeah,
160 right here.
160 workers here. Yeah, it's a big shop. We got the full experience. It's the flagship location, so it's one of the busiest in the country.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
But anyway, we have a dozen people that are regularly active, and we try our best. And for me, it was never a question about wanting to get involved and being proactive and fighting for my coworkers. Things like unions and workers' rights, activism, things I've always been passionate about. My background is in the grocery industry with UFCW. So when I came here, I was already, primed and ready to join the fight and participate. And it's just, for me, it doesn't even feel like work. It's what I'm passionate about doing.
And that's what I'm loving. That's what I love to hear. And so, last quick question. Do you guys feel any heat on your back or anything from coming down from corporate?
The company has been pretty intentional on targeting the actions that we take at this shop more than other shops. No workers here have faced really serious retaliation. Unfortunately, there has been some instances of union leaders being the ones who are primarily written up for things like wearing union pins or that have had much more difficulty with accommodations or scheduling, things like that. Nothing that's, you're fired for being a union organizer, but they're really trying to find every little way that they can to try and get at the workers that are leading the fight here. But what we have seen a lot of ways is the company's refusing to acknowledge our union election. Our certification was over a year ago, and we have yet to even sit down at a bargaining table a single time. They're challenging our election in federal courts right now.
So you guys haven't even been at the bargaining table yet?
It's been over a year and 2 months now, and we haven't sat at a table a single time with the company.
Oh my goodness gracious.
We've been asking. We're out here waiting.
Oh. Okay, that's crazy stuff right there. They haven't been at the table and stuff. It's been over a year and stuff like that. Howard Schultz was in front of saying that we're going to work with our union partners and everything like that.
He says he's going to work with
oh my God. Yeah,
He
go
says
ahead.
he's going to work with the union partners. You know, I've seen Howard Schultz many times. I see him maybe once a week. I've made his coffee. I've sold his coffee beans, and yet he's like, "Oh yeah, we'll negotiate with the union in good faith." And it's like, where we're literally waiting. I'm here every day. You know, I'm working. I see the man. He comes in. We're ready to bargain. When are you going to do it?
Oh my goodness.
We know he's available because he's here getting coffee.
Every single week, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Hey,
I've
thank
seen the
you.
new CEO too, the Lakshman Narasimhan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the new guy took over. I've seen him too. He's giving me a fist bump. He's like, "Yeah, hey, how's it going? Hey, when are you gonna negotiate with our union? When are we gonna get that contract?" That's what I want to know.
Hey, I'm glad you guys are putting that pressure and you guys keep doing it. Thank you so much for your
Yeah, of
time and
course.
everything. Hey, Unions for All Network, we're here supporting our union brothers and sisters at Starbucks. Have a good day now.